The Bladensburg Memorial went up to remember 49 men from the area lost in World War I, their bodies buried near faraway battlefields. It's in the shape of a big cross because crosses mark those graves in Europe. It's not about religion, but recalling actual graves. Still, some say it has to come down as a violation of the so-called separation of church and state. The Supreme Court's ruling in this case has huge implications.
If this memorial is able to be destroyed, that means that bulldozer is going to turn from Bladensburg and roll across the river over to Arlington National Cemetery, where we'll start knocking down the Argonne Cross, the Canadian Cross of Sacrifice, and may even make its way down to Teddy and Bobby Kennedy's graves, which themselves have grave markers in the shape of a cross.
Lawyer Jeremy Dice is with the First Liberty Institute, which is fighting for the cross to stay. Does the Peace Cross go against the First Amendment? Dice's team argues no way. It does not violate the Establishment Clause because it does not coerce belief in, observance of, or financial support for religion.
Unless something is coercing someone into a religious belief or physically creating an actual church, establishing a church that you have to worship at, that's not an establishment of religion.
Is the cross even used for religious purposes? Cross defenders argue, in the near century it has stood, the community has used the Peace Cross as a site for hundreds of events honoring veterans. By contrast, the record mentions only a single religious event that may have occurred at the Peace Cross, and that was in 1931 by an out-of-town preacher.
In 2014, some atheists decided to sue the state of Maryland because they think it violates the Constitution to have it there, and they found it, and I'm quoting from their brief, they found it offensive to even drive by it. If those who demanded the Maryland cross come down think this is what most Americans want, they have another think coming. A new poll shows 84% want it to stay put. Just 2% want it demolished. Paul Strand, CBN News, Washington.